I'm Kelsie Mastel, and this is my reflectional vlog and my informational speech. The first question is, what was the specific purpose of this speech project? Why was it included in our course? I think the most important part of this speech project was to learn that credibility is a very important role in making a presentation. Specifically in our informational speech, the audience may not be very informed on your topic, so if you have very credible information, they will be likely to believe what you're talking about and understand the information better. I think another important part was that we have completely and fully researched our topics to great length. We want to make sure that our words are confident, so if we know what we're talking about, the words will come out much more confident and the audience will be persuaded more easily. The second question, how did you feel going into this speech presentation and why? I felt pretty confident going into this speech presentation. I had well prepared the outline and practiced the speech many times before I recorded it. I think if you have very well practiced and rehearsed your speech, that you should have no problem delivering it. The third question, do you experience speaker anxiety? Why? What could you do to reduce speaker anxiety next time you give a presentation? This time specifically, I did not have a lot of speaker anxiety because I was in the comfort of my own home, and I didn't have an audience, so I was just talking to my laptop, and that just made me more confident because I had less people to worry about, so it was just me and my computer, and it just made me feel better about the whole speech. And I think if you do have speaker anxiety, then you should just go into your own little space and just try to relax and take your time making the speech, and it will come out better. Question number 4, was your technology adequately prepared? What could it be done differently or better? My technology was definitely prepared and adequately fine for this project. I have one of the latest versions of PowerPoint with the embed narration option, so my PowerPoint turned out fine, and it worked on other computers when I sent it to my dad to test it out on his. I think if you have it updated to full length, then you should be fine preparing it. Just make sure you send it to a friend or something so that they can check out your PowerPoint and make sure it works on all computers. Question number 5, in terms of structure and organization, what element felt natural to you, what felt odd, and why? I think the introduction was the easiest for me to come up with because ever since middle school, when we started to learn that having a very shocking and interesting introduction was important, that we've just been very well educated on those, so I think coming up with that was the easiest because I like to start mine with shocking statistics because I think that catches an audience's attention. I think the most difficult part was the internal reviews. Usually in essays, we just more focus on transitions than internal reviews, but I think internal reviews are actually very helpful and important to speeches, so I think I should work on those more. I think your notes on them helped a lot, so in my future speeches I'm just going to make sure they're very well thought out and practice, and I can get better at those. How did you consider your audience when developing your speech is question 6. I considered my audience as if they didn't know anything about the topic. You want to make sure that you fully explain the topic as if no one knows what you're talking about so that they completely understand everything you're saying. You want to make sure your speech is just equipped for any audience. You want to make sure that any age could watch it and understand what you're talking about. Question number 7, what did you do in your speech that worked? What didn't work? What areas could you target for improvement? I think almost all of it worked pretty well. I thought the speech flowed together very nicely. Maybe to improve on, probably my internal reviews, because I think it was my first time doing really real ones in an outline. So I think if I just practice them more and in the future speeches, I think they'll get better. So I think I should just improve a little bit on those. Question number 8, in at least 4 to 5 complete sentences, connect your learned experiences to class readings and concepts. I chose last week's reading, chapter 15, on page 139. The authors talked about wordiness. I think that wordiness is a very big issue in some people's presentations. You want to limit your wordiness to at least 6 lines and 6 words per line. That's more general information, and they'll be more focused on you instead of just the lines on the PowerPoint, because you want them to be able to listen to what you're saying and understand that. I also think if you have too many visuals, that will be very distracting because, again, you want the audience to focus on what you're saying instead of just the PowerPoint. Thank you.